Man, what's going on, man?
Everything is great, yo. How's everything going with you?
Man, everything's going amazing, man. Blessed, highly favored. I sound like my mama.
ain't,
Blessed and
no-
highly favored, baby.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Headkrack After Hours. Is a young lady who we are seeing a little bit of everywhere right now. And most importantly, hearing. It is so key. One time for Sunny MF. What's up, Queen?
What's going on, man? How you doing? What's up? What up, people?
Yo, doing great. Now, listen, I've been seeing glimpses of the work you've been putting in. I think as far back, let's say maybe 2016. And here we are,
Yeah.
2022 and moving on, right?
Man, yeah.
All this hard work is starting to come together now.
Man.
Now, for people who are not familiar with you, how did rap find you, Sonny?
Yo, rap found me at a very young age, at 7 years old. You feel me? Listening to my parents, they didn't really listen to a lot of rap, but it definitely made its way in the crib, like through Lauryn Hill for sure, the Fugees, and on my spare time, Trina, Trick Daddy, You Don't Know Nan, those songs really made me realize, okay, females rap too, and they can stick with dudes and they can talk their shit as well. So yeah, man, those two records definitely were very pivotal when rap finding me.
Okay, now, you're listening to it. At what point did you pick up a pen and be like, okay, I could do this too?
Hey man, I said my first rap at 7 years old, man. So I mean, that was the first time I ever spit something, and where I was like, man, this is amazing. You feel what I'm saying? The feeling that just came over my body, it just felt like an out of body experience for real. So, and I started writing for real when I was like 11 years old. That's when I really would write it down and okay, I want to be a rapper. I picked out my rap name. You know what I mean? So yeah. Around that time, definitely, and I just been seeing it ever since.
Now, bizarre question, but do you remember the first rap you wrote when you were 7 years old?
Yeah, it was ratchet as hell, man.
7-year-old ratchetry? That's what we doing?
Yo, like I said, man, I was young and I was listening to Trina and you know what I mean? Just, the 90s hip hop. It was that melody. You're my little secret. I took that melody and did some rap over it. You know what I mean? And it was a little bit of, I was inspired by Usher as well. I mean, so yeah, it was a mixture of a lot going on.
How'd it go? You can't talk too much about it and not do it. Come on, Sonny.
Yo, all right. It was I remember because my homeboy, he was beating on the car. That's you get the pencil. He was beating on the car. He was it was you gonna make me do it. It was shake your booty all around the pole. Hey, where we go, we always know them hoes, and I know that we can really get it. All right, that's it.
At 7 years old, though.
7 years old.
Yo.
Years old. That's why when I see little kids listening to shit that grown up listen, it's they don't fucking know. We just, repeating.
It goes in cycles though, because for you listening to Trick and Trina back then, for me it was NWA and the 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was always those things that we weren't supposed to be listening to, that we were listening to, and it kind of shaped and forged our worldview. Now, Sonny, how many rap names did you go through before you landed on Sonny MF?
Let me see. I remember my very first rap name. I used to wear these two puff balls. It was Minnie Mouse. I just knew that was gonna roll. So that was one, and I really wanted to always keep my name in it because I always felt like my name was already very unique. So then, of course, with the little Bow Wow era, Lil Wayne era, I did Lil Sonny. That was one. And then after that, Sonny MF Solomon. I put my full name, and then I forget what year I dropped the Solomon. I just I'm just gonna go by Sonny. By Sonny MF.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just four. Yeah.
Now I've heard you flip the MF a couple different ways. I've heard you say Mama's favorite. Which one is it today?
Today, right now, y'all talking to Sonny motherfucking. It's Sonny motherfucking this motherfucker. You feel me?
Bang on your chest and talk your shit. Man, I love to see the growth, you know what I'm saying? You're involved in not only records for yourself, but you're also writing for other people. The works that you're doing are finding themselves on TV. And, and everybody that's getting into the business these days have unlimited side hustles. Definitely. What are your main side hustles that you're doing outside of what we know you for right now?
My main side hustle would definitely be my production company for sure. So I shoot music videos for other artists as well. I done shot music videos for artists at Capitol, Warner, BTS for them as well. So my production company, it focuses on like content for artists. I done shot shit for Esther Dean. That's how we really, got connected. And I mean, list goes on. I also like pitch TV shows and shows to networks as well. So that's something a lot of people don't know that I do. I'm in talks right now of selling the show I created. So once everything, once the ink dry, I definitely go more in detail with that. But yeah, just helping develop TV shows, pitching shows, and shooting content and shooting shows, sizzle reels, and everything. So yeah, man, that's one that I keep in the tuck. A lot of people don't really know for real.
Yo, it's a beautiful thing, man. And like, for those that don't know, like Sonny also comes from amazing lineage. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the first famous person in your family, man. If you know, man. Talk about your folks real quick.
Yeah, my mom, you know what I mean? Like I always say, it's really in the blood, man, honestly. So my mom, she was one of the first black models to walk in the Battle of Versailles back in 1973. And next year is their 50th anniversary. So I'm excited. I'm happy for her and stuff like that. So she's very humble. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff about her, I had to find out myself when I was just like Googling, you just want to know certain things, you know what I mean, about your parents. I remember I put her on Facebook and I just was looking at the caliber of her friend. I was like, who are you, lady? You know what I mean? It's you when you get older, it's you gotta, your mom is your mom, and then you
Right.
meet them as a whole different person. So now it took me a while to meet her as, the model, the fashion finista and stuff like that. So get to know her as a woman, and other than just being my mom. So it's a pleasure to even have that blood running through, what I mean, my body, and get advice from her as well. And she knows it. So just the way she pushes me, and now I understand why the way she always used to speak to me and speak life into me growing up, just like how I always felt like I could do anything, you know what I mean? Anything in the world with my mom. And now I totally understand because, she came for nothing and became, huge. And, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's a blessing within itself, just even being a kid, seeing my mom in magazines. It definitely put the image in my head and made it seem way more attainable than maybe someone who didn't have that, in their home.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about it all too is like, our kids are always supposed to be a better 2.0 version of ourselves. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? And granted, like, our parents are amazing, but we're supposed to take all those things that they give us and run that torch a little bit further down the block because,
Yeah.
that's just how it's supposed to go. And I just know everybody around you got to be proud right now.
Man, I mean, extremely proud. You know what I mean. So it's a blessing, and I just, and I live in LA. So when I come back home, it's just always good to reground myself and see the people because it's beautiful when they come. Like, oh, I'm proud of you, probably ain't nothing like hearing that and then getting that hug right after. So it's just like I love coming back home, kicking it with the family, and making the family proud. Honestly, that's really what it's all about.
Indeed. And like one thing about this business is it can chew you up and spit you out, especially if your skin ain't a certain level of thick. And
Woo!
everybody's had to deal with their level of nose, on the ways to
Yes,
get that yes. Like what's some of the
yes.
toughest nose that you had to deal with?
One, I really don't pay attention to the nose because it'd be like, all right, cool, that just get me closer to my yes. I remember one note that always stuck with me when I very, very, very first started like doing music. Now it's like two no's. When I first started, I really didn't have anything out. Honestly, I had one video of me rapping in the bathroom. I think that shit's still on YouTube from like years ago. And I remember I sent it to 106 in Park and for like Wild Out Wednesday, and they went in on my ass like, no, bro, like
Oh,
stay in
word.
school. Some kids need to stay in school. Da, da, da. I'm just like, I wish I still had that email. It broke my heart so much, and I don't really like to see stuff like that. I deleted it immediately because I was just like, nah, I ain't, you know what I mean? I don't even want to see
Whoa,
that shit.
wait a minute. They literally wrote back to you, nah, stay in
Wrote back
school.
to me. Kids need to stay in school. And I'm like, I wasn't even rapping about no bad shit versus the
Did
first
you?
rap I did.
I was about to say, did you kick the rap from when you were seven?
Nah, it was like some real uplifting shit, you know what I mean? But my flow, it wasn't a great. Like I said, I was in the bathroom. It wasn't, I guess, the caliber they were looking for someone to be submitted for Wild Out Wednesday. They want people with, you know what I mean, that kind of look like what they had going on. I think I never even been to the studio at that time, but they told me to stay in school and all that shit. Damn. And I had other people saying, I don't know if the world's ready for a gay female rapper. And I'm just like, how you gonna tell me this when Ellen got a whole TV show on TV? That used to like blow me. I'm like, hey, what? Like,
Yeah, I mean, but the level of acceptance has shifted
oh
tremendously
yeah,
in the last
definitely,
15 years. Because I remember, like,
definitely.
Ellen got a green light that I felt like Wanda Sykes wasn't afforded in a minute. Because like
Yo,
Wanda Sykes was kind of on quiet time for a second. And I know it was
definitely.
and I know it wasn't her doing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
at
feel like
all.
they changed the locks on her, but now here we are, things are a little different. Have you, had to overcome just I guess stereotypes and people just, trying to like put you in a box because of, you're like an openly gay female rapper?
Yeah, no, I definitely felt like I was put in the box for a minute for sure, just because, just even being a female rapper in general, you get put in that box, and a lot of people don't be excited to hear or see one versus, you know what I mean, versus, you say if you even go to like an open mic and they be like, all right, we got this female rapper coming next, niggas kind of be like, "Aw," you know what I mean, versus like the whole thing is filled with dudes, but don't nobody be like, I don't know why that nigga be like, you'll hear a little bit of that, but it's way more pressure on the female rapper for sure. So, and then, adding the lesbian on top of it, definitely, especially I feel like back in the day, they would try to put you in that box. That's why personally, even when I first started doing music, I was like, I tried to stray away from doing a lot of LGBT events because I seen how they would put people in that box. So I would just
Yeah.
always do majority of the straight events or be at type of shows where, it's about the music and not about sexuality. You feel what I'm saying? So now, now it's beautiful. It's way more open, way more doors being open, and those doors that were once closed, they can't even close them at all. You feel what I'm saying? So
I mean, it seems like that type of pressure is helping create the diamond that you are because you
yeah,
had to work twice as hard. I mean, because even what you said about the open mics, I also see it when I go to wrestling events. And it's weird because, like, it's wrestling.
yeah.
You should probably be tired of seeing niggas wrestle all night, and you should be
You hear
excited to
me?
see the women jump in the ring. Because
Come
that's
on,
where
man.
people go to get
You
popcorn and
feel me?
it'd be quiet. This is like, yo, do you not see this beautifulness that's in the ring right now? Like, yo.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
but at the end of the day, it makes people work a little bit harder and it gives you
Definitely.
that creative edge that a lot of people don't get. When I first tapped into your music, I had no idea what your situation is. All I knew was like, yo, shorty dope.
Thank you, man.
From the high on life freestyle to the I think I might have saw some footage. I think you an Apache.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like every
That
time
used to
I've
be the
seen
spot.
content or seen you somewhere, it's like, yo, shorty got the goods. And
Thank you, man.
you definitely put in the work. So we talked about one note. What was the second note?
The second note, yeah, was just I was trying to get booked for it's like these guys, they was like throwing a lot of events during college, and I definitely wanted to crack into that market. I mean, I was reading the book, I forget which book it was, because that book like opened my mind up to so much. I gotta find that book again. But it was like a book on the music business, and they were just really talking about South by Southwest and the college market. So it was like, these promoters, I remember they brought like Kendrick down to Atlanta first. I think it was like one of them to do that. So just like, all right, I definitely want to open up for one of their shows. Then one of the guys was just like, nah, I don't, like I said, wasn't ready for the. I don't think they were ready for the female rapping thing. So the 106 in Park and those was like the top two no's where I was just like, all right, bet I'm gonna go harder. You feel me? I'm definitely gonna go harder. So yeah.
I wish you'd have saved the email for 106 in Park just so you could find out
No, for
what that person
real.
is doing. Like, I would make that my
Like what?
screenshot. Like, I'm not my screenshot, but my avatar.
Seriously. It's in my Yahoo. I'm gonna really search that Yahoo, but I remember deleting it because I was just like, "Fuck no, I'm not. I don't even want it. I don't like shit like that. I
I
delete
get
bad
it.
comments. I
Me
always like.
too. Well, not
I just
necessarily
don't.
comments. Like, I'll shoot back at the people and then block them so they can't shoot back.
Yeah, I don't even do that no more. I just be like, yeah, fuck it. Y'all don't even want to see it because I don't want to do the back and forth either. I feel like that's just redundant. So because I was like, man, this thing don't know what he's talking about. Whatever, blah blah blah. I was just like, yo, I'm deleting that. I
Well,
don't want that in my energy field,
I
and you know what I
understand.
mean. I get rid of that shit real quick.
Now, the fact that you said Yahoo was definitely a timestamp on when this happened.
That's how you know. That's how you know. I was like, y'all been doing this a long time. Talking about Yahoo 106 apart. Damn. How old is she?
Back though. So when you talk about like your energy field, it
Yeah.
tells me that you might be one of my people. So
Oh yes.
so what are you into? How do you zen out? Like where do you find your peace, solace, and creativity? Are you a meditator?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't do it as much as I would like, but I definitely Sundays are usually my day to really tap back in with me. That's like my nature day. I go out in the woods, you know what I mean? Pray. I write shit down a lot, you feel me? Dreams, aspirations. I talk in the tense that it's in. You know what I mean? Even if it's in the future. So I really just zen out by like I'll play some frequencies to bring the vibe in. You know what I mean, at the crib. And I like to zen out outside for sure, especially out there in LA. You know, you got the beach, you got the mountains. You can really just pick and choose where you want to go and just feel at peace at once. But I love to do it at the beach. Honestly, I feel my just freest at the beach for sure. Just every time I go to the beach, it just makes me go to sleep too. I knock
Oh,
out,
word.
wake up. You know what I mean? Read. I bring a book. You know, I got my dog, so it's just like yeah, I definitely take time for me for sure. And I used to be you know, overwork, and do all that, but now I'm a firm believer in taking a step back and letting God help you too. You feel me? You got to give Him room to work as well. So I'm a firm believer in that, like. Because sometimes, you will overwork yourself, and then
Oh, yeah.
we all get these lists of accomplishments of things we checking off our list on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, and it's like you get it and you don't celebrate it. You got to live in that moment, celebrate. Now, knock this off my list, because when you celebrate, you inviting more of that type of energy to celebrate the next win. So I'm real big on that. My energy is very, very important to people around. I pay attention, like even when I'm around people, if something break all the time when I'm around somebody or certain things happening or some chaotic shit going on, I feel that energy very intensely. So I'll be like, yo, you gotta, you know, you should zen, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Center yourself, because
it
that
sounds like
energy leaking out.
yeah, it sounds like you're a very intuitive person, you know?
Yeah,
And,
very much
and
so.
there's so many people who are so distracted, they're out of touch with those little
Yes.
things that they wouldn't even
Yeah.
notice that things are breaking around them when they're around the wrong people.
Exactly. You feel me? Exactly that. So I just try to make sure I'm very in tune with my environment, as well as myself, as well as my spiritual guides, as well as the universe, as well as God. As you know, it's all come together. You know what I mean? So even when I'm driving, like if a specific sign pops up, you know what I mean? Like, like I just really like to pay attention to where God places my eyes and make sure I remember it and be like, okay, I needed to see that for some reason, and make sure I use it, because obviously I'm gonna need it.
Ain't no empty trips. Now, we talked about the no's. What was the yes that changed everything for you?
Man, the yes from Sway. Shout out to Sway, man, the whole squad at Sway in the morning, man. My interview actually just dropped with them. I was looking at it. I was like, oh shit, it came out. It's them, man, Kelly, Sway, Heather B, Tracy G, they all just great, great people. And, being able to have them, support me in this music and this hip hop, and they, pioneers in the game. It just really makes me feel like, okay, I'm on the right path. And I mean, the ultimate yes from Issa Rae, man, like
Mhm.
what? Like that shit right there, bro. That one right there, man. I mean, brought still brings tears to my eyes when I think about it. You just think about the journey. It's like, damn, man, we making it. Like we really making this shit happen, and it's only up from here type
Right.
situation. So I'm just like those two. Every yes, man. Everybody, even the yes to get booked on my very first show. You feel what I'm saying? That changed me to take things to new heights. You know what I mean? Just man, it's just a blessing. But definitely like rap shit. Being on TV, I was like my first dream ever in life as a kid, man. Like what? TV?
Yo,
Nigga with me.
it brings it all out the box. You know what I mean?
Man,
Like it's one thing for people to
man.
hear you, but when there's like a documented way that people can see you doing
Yo,
the thing that you do,
it's
it's a
crazy.
different level.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I mean, those two yeses within itself just I'm just blessed to see that, man. To be just even living in it. That's why I'm like, I got to make sure I live and celebrate in this moment, because, man, like, man, you know what I mean? It's huge shit. So, yeah, I'm just basking in it, making sure I am prepared for the next opportunity. And yeah, man, it's
So
those two.
when dope things like that happen for you, Sonny, who is that one person that you always call first and tell?
Mama! Gotta call mama, man. I got to call my mama, because she gets it. She understands. And my mom, she's the type, every time we go out, she always will ask people, like, agent, you know this? Do you know a manager? Do you know such and such? Can you hit my daughter up with? And I'd be like, mama, man, relax. You know what I mean? But then I had to realize, because what's her name? She's mentioned in this book called How to Be a Top Model by Naomi Sims. And so like the first chapter and preface is pretty much dedicated to my mom and how they met each other.
Mhm.
And pretty much what my mom does to me is what her mom was doing. You know what I mean? So once I read that, I totally understood. I was like, okay, I see. Yeah, at first you'd be like, damn, I'm annoying. Like, she just be asking anybody. She don't ask anybody. She don't give a fuck what. She asks the janitor. She don't care about none of that shit. You know what I mean? She don't care about the position. She just ready for the position that the play may make. You feel me?
Right.
So, yeah, man, she's the first person for sure. For sure. Then then I hit the group message, hit my dad. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely mama, man.
No, it's funny that you say that about your mom because, like, whether you realize it or not, you kind of take the same approach to life.
Yes, yes,
Like, yeah, because I was reading about how you even got on their radar to be a part of rap. It's like, you just did a Hail Mary and just sent a DM to a person
man.
who I'm sure gets millions of DMs.
I'm sure,
However, the energy field that surrounds you, which
man,
apparently must be like, good energy and nothing but good light. She
man.
saw she saw your DM, yo. But you did like your mama did. You was just
Yeah,
shoot your
shoot
shot.
that
Just go
shot.
for it.
Man, shout out to Sarah at radio. I mean, I thank her all the time. Even like the first time, because everything was during the pandemic, so everything was either through the phone or via email. And what happened? So we finally met at it was Insecure Fest in LA, and she was there. And I mean, I just broke down in tears just because just granting me this beautiful opportunity for doubling back on me and just sending me a link to upload my music. Because when I hit her up, I was originally just hitting her up to go to the writing camp for Insecure, to help write some of the music for it. But she seen it after the writing camp, and she was like, if anything comes up, I hit you up. Boom. And I was like, okay, cool. Months later, she hit me back with the link, asked me to, upload the music, and it's just like, man, she didn't have to double back at all. You feel what I'm saying? She did not have to at all. But the fact that she did, I mean, like I said, it's just amazing feeling. And I mean, shout out to Sarah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
for
shout
real.
out to fucking Sarah, man. Honestly,
It's very rare that you run into people in this business that circle back or do the things that they
man.
say they're gonna do.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? It's a very small. You could probably fit them in one van.
honestly, you can. That's why I love, Issa's team, like Radio, Hooray. I mean, she is just surrounded by so many amazing creatives, so many amazing business people, and everybody is just so cool, humbling. You know what I mean? Black, and it's a small team, and they're doing amazing things. So yeah, her team is amazing. Like they're not on no Hollywood shit. Everybody's just trying to get it. Everybody understands the opportunity and the position that they play and how their position can, make the next superstar. So I mean,
No
shout out
doubt.
to them. Yeah.
Now, Sonny, you jumped from a big pond, which is Atlanta, to even
Yeah.
a bigger pond that is
Whew.
LA. What kind of adjustments mentally that you had to make to one even get acclimated to being in a brand new environment, brand new city? I know it feels like probably sometimes going from high school to college, right? You know
Yeah, no,
everybody in
for
high
real.
school, and in college you might know a couple people you went to high school with,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
whole new game. So how long did it take you to find your footing out there?
Man, it honestly didn't take any time. That's why I knew I was right where I needed to be. You know what I mean? I remember because I moved during the pandemic, so it really wasn't a lot going on in LA. And LA was really shut down for the most part. And I remember being on that plane and I was just praying. I was just like, man, I really want to work with Chris Brown. I want to meet, his writers, the producers. I remember saying that, looking out the window, like saying, I felt like a boss, so I had the whole road to myself. Traveling pandemic was different. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And I was just like, man, because he's pretty much, the Michael Jackson of our generation. And I've always been a fan. And I always say he was like the last nigga I really had a crush on. So,
The last one?
you know what I mean? That was the last thing I was like, yo, I like this nigga. But I was young and I was like, I don't even like niggas no more. But I had his. And my mom still got the posters that I had on my wall from back then. You know what I mean? She still got them. I made little collages. I was really a big fan. I'm still a big
Right.
fan. But I remember saying that prayer, and then I think it was either 3 days to a week later. My homie that I met out here in Atlanta, he's managing the writer of I got time. And Chris Brown, I got time today. And shout out to Upstairs. So he hit me and was like, yo, I'm out here with my artist. We're going to be going taking some label meetings. He wanted me to, record him because, like I said, I own a production company. So, and like I said, only a little people know that. So I was like, all right, cool, bet, say less. Like, I'll definitely follow y'all, get the content, get everything you guys need, snap pictures and, do that. And once I was like, yo, and it hit me once I was in the studio with him. I was in the studio with Upstairs, Kenyo. Kenyo, he produced Go Crazy. So
Okay.
it's just like, man, you know what I mean? I was like, wow. I literally just asked God for this on the plane, and I get it, But it also taught me to be intentional as well with when I'm asking for things, because I said I wanted to work with, you know what I mean. But I was never like intentional of what it was. Now working could be anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like working had me, put behind the camera. Now I'm very intentional. Like I want to write with Chris Brown in the studio, working on his fifth, working on his 10th album. So now I'm very, very, very descriptive. You got to be very intentional with it. So yeah, that let me know that I was right in the right place. And I just did my research, man. I found out, another producer group out there that's popping, Bankroll got it, found out who they were, got in the studio with them, and they pretty much work with everybody. They did what's that? Lotto. Throw that ass at the pen if he can catch it. I ain't athletic, but
Yeah.
it's for the nigga. Yeah, so Big from the South, boom. So, just doing the research. And also my dog Ink, she's out there, she got 3 on Beyonce's new album. So she's been in the songwriting game for a very long time. So being connected with her, she always made sure, like, if it was an opportunity that she could share, she always extended it my way. So just being connected to real people, man, and people that really see what the fuck I got going on, and just believing. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
That's
you said a lot there, Sonny. Even going back to being specific with your intentions. A
yes,
lot of times people will be like, "I want money." Okay, that's really vague. But
very
I tell people all the time, you got to be specific with what you want. Like,
gotta be
don't wish for money. Wish for the opportunity to possibly make money, whatever that may
exactly.
be. So, like, because listen, there's a lot of people asking God for stuff.
Amen. It's a lot, but he's like, yo, I don't know what they mean with that yet, but this one knew exactly what she was talking about. Let me help her because she know what she want. It's about knowing what you want, knowing what you need, and just knowing yourself. Honestly,
Yeah, indeed. Now, also moonwalking backwards, and I don't want to be intrusive with this question, but I am intrigued. When you said that Chris Brown was the last nigga you had a crush on, what hit the switch for you to be like, all right, end of this chapter, off to other things?
I just felt the need to be myself. You know what I mean? And it took a while to, be comfortable in my skin to, live my life how I live it now. You feel what I'm saying? Especially like out of high school, you got the stigma, everybody know all of your shit. You know what I mean? Of
Mhm.
course, like they say, niggas be coming out the closet, but we know. So yeah, it was just that, you know what I mean? Just really being the confidence to really be myself. Because even like I say with my journey with my flow and how I rap, you know what I mean? On the record, like you listen to old Sonny, and it's like, okay, it took a while to even find my voice to get comfortable, even talking in my normal tone, and just like, how do I want to be perceived? Do it this, or as a woman, should it go this way? And I mean, but I'm also this way. It's a lot. So just really getting comfortable with yourself and just knowing, you know what I mean? All right, fuck it. Once that fuck it kicked in, it's like,
Mhm.
fuck it, this what it is. Fuck it, mama, I'm gay. This what it is. You know?
So, what was the first record that you feel like your voice and the voices in your head finally became one? And all right, this is what it is from here on out.
I would go back to my project Incomplete Thoughts. I forgot I dropped that, but that was really like the project that me and my producer, like, we just really honed in and really helped find my sound. And I go back and listen to that project. I'm like, yo, that shit was hard. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely some bops on there. And currently he's not my producer anymore. But so yeah, currently he's not my producer anymore, but he pretty much gave his life to the Lord. And no, I always come when I'm in town, I always come see him and stuff. And we were sitting down and talking. I was just like, yo, I never realized how much, when he did start producing for me, how much how it did affect me mentally. You know what I mean? And I didn't really realize it in the mix of it, because I would just keep going, keep going, keep going. But then I was like, once I felt like we found that sound, but once he left, I kind of like I felt maybe I lost it a little bit. You know what I mean? So I had to I went through waves again of trying to find my sound and find it. But and then now I would say I feel like I really found it when I dropped My Bad. I no, because yeah, it was yeah. Incomplete Thoughts, Out in Atlanta, Fire. I found the flow there, and then it was just one that was like one project I was still kind of finding. But other than that, once I found it again, and it was really finding another producer that like produced the type of beats he did. Cause I'm like, frequencies, beats, it all pulls certain shit out of me. You
Absolutely.
feel what I'm saying? So people be like, what you want to talk about on song? I'm like, shit, just play the beats. Whatever the beat pull out of me, that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it took a while. It took a while. Now we good now, baby. We in there. You feel what I'm saying? Like
You
we
in the
see.
pocket.
Woo, I'm in my pocket, baby. I mean, this new music I'm working on, it's insane, man. It's
Oh,
insane.
we're gonna get there in just a second. I can't, and I love who you're working with on that too. 2
Yes,
seconds.
yes, yes.
Yo, Hollywood compared to Atlanta, which place is weirder to you?
Oh, it's some fucking weirdos in LA.
What is the weirdest shit you've seen since you've been out there?
I've been living in Atlanta my whole fucking life. I've
Okay.
known crackheads. I've seen crackheads on the street. Not once in my whole entire life of living have I ever seen a crackhead on the street doing crack and taking shit until I lived in LA.
I had to go overseas to see something like that, but I definitely could see it happening in LA. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I guess because our crackheads out here, we got bandos, so they do their dirty work. You know what I mean? They kind of hide it.
Crackheads in Atlanta have pride.
Yeah, yes. The ones
That
out
makes any
there
sense.
got pride as far as what you giving them a little bit. But yo, when I seen that shit, I was like, nigga, he's doing crack. I've never seen that before. Wow, that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, you
It's
will
like
see some
people
crazy
be on
shit.
crack, but I ain't never seen like it's crackhead in my old neighborhood. Shout out to Perry. West Side, you feel what I'm saying? Like I never seen Perry do it. Only, I seen Perry work though. I seen Perry cut grass, I seen Perry fix cars, I seen him do everything but the pipe. But he the crackhead of the neighborhood.
Yeah, a private,
A
very,
private.
very respectful crackhead.
Hit
Like,
me.
good grief. Yeah, now, LA is a weird place. In Atlanta, we got our own things going on too, but it is a vibe. So, switching gears real quick. New project you're working on with Tasha Couture, who, for those who
Tasha.
don't know, is one of the coldest, nastiest producers out there. I first got hip to her when she was working with Scotty ATL.
Okay.
She did quite a few records with him that like I was like, yo, who did this? And then I started hearing the name a lot more. So y'all are locking in for an entire project,
Yeah.
appropriately named Hollywood.
Hollywood.
How deep are we into this joint so far?
Man, it's done, man. It's done.
Okay.
The project is done. Really looking at November to release it and just trying to get the distribution and everything together for it. Well, looking to see which company I want to, distribute it through. That's really the main thing. But man, it's done. We did it one night. It was one night in Hollywood. That's why we named it that. Yeah, and I also named it that because I was like watching this show called Fairfax, and it's on Amazon Prime. Love that show.
Yo, what is your favorite episode of Fairfax?
I mean, the pilot was amazing. The pilot drew me in. It was like, you'll never have clout in this city.
Yo, son.
One of my favorites though was when they dropped the Dr. Phil shirt, and then bro did all that and finally got the shirt, and they weren't even on the shirt no more.
Yeah, everybody switched up on him. Yo, Sonny, for me, it was the episode where like dude was like heavy into like internet pranks for a second, right? And at the end of the episode, like this tiger jumped out of a cage, mauled the dude. So it seemed, right? And all this other stuff happened. And then like just when you thought everything was bad, he's like, no, it's all a prank. The tiger got up and dapped the dude. The way they animated it and everything looked, I just pull that clip up every now and then just to have a laugh, man. I love Fairfax.
Man, I love Fairfax. So that show is just amazing. I love creating projects where it's kind of like pulling from a TV show. Like I did a project years ago called A Nigga Moment where, I pulled from like Boondocks and I made myself a Boondocks character. So with this one, I did it pretty same shit just with Fairfax. So we call it Hollywood. I made myself a character. Tasha's a character. The cover art's amazing. It's fire. My boy Dave did it. You know what I mean? So shout out to Dave, my brother. And so it's just vibe. It's just short, simple, cute. It's a couple songs where I kind of like pull from the show to get inspiration. And I feel like I really made this like pretty much like a Fairfax type of soundtrack as well as like for sync as well too. So I hit the creators of the shows like, yo, I love the show. I sent them, the cover art and everything. He was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, look, at this point, y'all need to make me
Absolutely.
I got the draft now. Put me on the show. Maybe one of the artists on the show or something. You know what I mean? So like I said, I love the show, and I watch more TV honestly than I listen to music for real. So when I was watching that shit, I was like, man, all right, bet, hold my beer. So when Tasha was in town, we were both moving and shaking. I was like, we got to lock in at least one day, get in the studio and just knock some shit out. And she was like, all right, bet, say less. So I booked the studio time for like, well, I think I booked it for like 8 hours. We stayed for about like 5 to 6, did 5 songs, and boom, the rest is history. So right now I'm working on getting a couple features on there. At first I wasn't gonna do features, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some remixes. Niggas don't do remixes no more. So but yeah, I'm excited, man. This project is real dope. I've been listening to it like crazy. I love it. I love the concept of it. I love the music. It's definitely gonna have some people in chokehold. So I'm excited, man. Shout out to Tasha. She's such an amazing spirit person, and that's who I got my first placement with, was with Tasha with the Kiki Palmer Sticky, and so it really was just full circle. And I think we collaborate so well. Every person I played the project for, they like, yo, y'all really like, y'all do good together. I'm like, thank you, man. She's amazing. And I'm just, like I said, she providing the beats, and whatever it pull out of me is what it's pulling out.
Yeah, it's so dope when you find that person who like artistically has your number. You know what I mean?
Man, honestly, especially as an artist, it's important to find producers that you really, really, really vibe with. You feel me? So, like, it's amazing.
Yo, man, I cannot wait to listen to that project. And if you do a listening party, even if it's in LA, let me know. Because
Got you.
I'm always looking for a reason to hop on a plane and go somewhere. So
Bet,
that's a
say
vibe
less,
right
man.
there. Now,
Say less.
Sonny, before we dip, if you had the opportunity to build your perfect writing or creative camp, who is all in that camp?
Timberland, Pharrell, Missy, uh, Issa, Esther Dean, goats, man. Let me see who else. Hey, who am I missing? I think. I think it's the them. I feel like I go crazy with them, boy.
Man,
All of
listen,
them.
if this was a
Yeah.
sport, that would be considered doping. Right?
I mean, what?
It's not even fair.
I
Steroids,
mean,
asterisk sign.
huh? It's like, come on, who stand a chance with that one, man? Yeah, them for sure.
Well, yo,
For sure.
Sonny, you are definitely a vibe. Congratulations on all the things you have going on right now. You
Thank you,
said new
man.
project Hollywood coming out in about November.
November, yeah, stay tuned. I'm really looking at November 1st. I love those numbers. So, 111. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, and also be sure you check out on Rap Ish performing her big tune, Easy Money. You know what I'm
Easy
saying?
money.
Killing the
Yeah.
game out there, and yo, continue success. And soon, very soon, next time you come back to Atlanta, we got to get you in the studio for one of them
Oh
legendary
yeah,
freestyles. Please and thank you.
definitely. Definitely. You already know, man. I definitely give you a heads up. So yeah, we outside, baby.
That's love, man. So yo, be sure you tap in, follow Sunny MF on all social media, also them streaming platforms, and continue to run it up. She talented, the world know, and now you know. All right, welcome to
Hey,
Headkrack After Hours.
already, man. Thank you.